better. That sentence was weird. Anyway, I'll cut that out. Maybe. Or maybe I'll leave it in because it's funny. Okay, anyway. Hi friends, welcome or welcome back. I'm MC. I am a knit and crochet designer from Connecticut, and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Blame the Knots, or on my website, blametheknots.com, or here where you can get to know me a little bit better. So let's dive right into some things today because I want to get this done as quickly as possible. It is hot here in Connecticut today. It's very, very warm. So Shandy is now going to help me demonstrate how you might hear some dog noises walking around today. I am in the only room in the house with no air. So I have the door open when I normally have it closed. I have the door open to get like a little bit of cooler air in here, but it's still gonna get steamy in this room. So I'm gonna try and get things moving, and who knows, with the door open, maybe we might have a little kitty come and visit us. So let's start with what I'm wearing. I have on my Cherries on top crop. I will stand up and let my chair make its noise for a second. And actually, there we go. Now that I've shown you what I'm wearing, I can get comfy. I'm also going to pop a picture of the back of this in because I know if I try and turn around and show you the back, I'm going to knock over my camera. So this is made with one skein of Hypnotic Yarns Yarnable Box fingering weight yarn in the color Picnic Basket. I don't remember what month this was from, probably last summer sometime. It's this beautiful tonal red and I love it. It just inspired me, and I thought of this motif that I wanted to do for the back panel, and the rest of the top just kind of made itself. You know, I felt like this one was something that I just kind of cast on, not really cast on with crochet, I don't know what to call it, but I just kind of started going and played around, and there was a lot of frogging because of that, because I went into it with no plan. But I love the result, and I love what has become of it and what plans I have for this in the future as well. So this top is currently in testing. It will be releasing August 19th. And there are several different options. So you can see that I have a button front on mine. This is actually a faux button front. It is seamed together. I didn't feel like making buttonholes. So there are instructions in the pattern for true buttonholes if you want to do a true button front or a faux one. There are also options for a tie front, a seamed front if you want nothing, and I'm also working through a second sample, which I'll show in a little bit, and I'm gonna see if I can come up with even more ideas to add into the pattern. It's made to measure, and there are several different suggestions for various options that you can do, and we'll see what else we come up with between now and when the pattern releases. Okay, next up is something that's really fun. Last week, I had a 4-day weekend for the 4th of July holiday in the US, and I just couldn't find time and or quiet time in which to sit down and film an episode. So instead what I did was I gave myself a challenge over my 4-day weekend, and I filmed a little making vlog. I challenged myself to make 2 tops, and you can check out the vlog. It was posted last week, and you can see what I did, what I succeeded in, what I failed in. It's not really a failure, but you can see if I met my goals. And a little spoiler of what happened is that I finished the Bellini birthday bralette from Knitting Tipsy, and if you're seeing little ends that still need to be woven in. That's because I haven't woven them in yet. I really like to, when I make tanks or bralettes especially, I like to wear them for a little bit, usually like around the house. I'll wear them for a little while before I secure those ends and have the official decision of where I want my straps to lie. I feel like you never know, you know, you can try things on, but then you block it, and then you know, things kind of stretch or give with wear. And so I like to just pause on weaving in those ends because it happens all the time where I decide to move my straps to someplace different or adjust them slightly to make my comfort even more better. That sentence was weird. Anyway, I'll cut that out, maybe, or maybe I'll leave it in because it's funny. So the reason I decided to make this top is because I had just made the Shell Yeah skirt from Knitting Tipsy. I was part of the tester group, and I had used this yarn, which is Ken Yarn Fingering in the colorway Beach City, and I thought it was so beautiful. I love my skirt, and I had about 2/3 of a skein left, and I didn't know what to do with it. And then Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy posted a reel on Instagram where she pulled out one of her Bellini birthday bralettes that she had made. I believe this one was a Valentine's Day edition. And there was a reel where she was talking about styling it. And I thought, I bet I could make one of those out of the yarn that I have left. So I decided to give myself a little bit of a challenge and complete it over the 4-day weekend. And I was successful. I did finish this over the 4 days. I mean, to be honest, I finished it basically in 2 days. I regretted it because my arms hurt, but I basically finished it in 2 days. The only thing I did the rest of the days was this bottom border and the straps, which honestly took like 5 minutes. I just gave it a block before I dealt with the straps so that, again, I could make sure that they were the length that I wanted. So what I did for the bottom of this, the original Bellini birthday bralette has beads, lots of beads, beaded straps and beads, a beaded fringe off of the bottom, and it's gorgeous, but beads aren't really my thing. I'm not a glitter person, sparkle person. I'm not really a girly girl in general. And I just knew that for my wearability, I probably wasn't going to wear something with beads that often. I love Chelsea's versions. Go check out her Instagram and take a look at them because they're beautiful. It's just that for my own functionality in my life, beads aren't really my thing. So I decided I took the last couple of rounds of the Shell Yeah skirt pattern and I added them to the bottom of my bralette. And I think it looks really cute. I will pop in a picture that I took of me wearing the whole set. I don't think it's going to be a set that I wear together super, super often. It's a bit more risque than I really wear like out and about. But I think it's super cute and I'm really excited to have it. And I have my swatch, my initial swatch left of this yarn. I have absolutely nothing left, which was my goal. I love this yarn. I really wanted to make the most of it. So I'm super happy that I did. And if you want to see how the whole thing came together, make sure to go check out the vlog. And there is another thing that I worked on in that vlog that I will show in just a few minutes. But first, I have one other finished object that I need to share. Editing me popping in really quick because I forgot to mention that to get this pattern, you need to be a supporter of Chelsea or Knitting Tipsy on Ko-fi. So I will put that link down below. Definitely go give Chelsea some support. There are free patterns, lots of inspiration, cocktail recipes, and now there are also whip and sip nights, which is tons of fun. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have already seen this, but I finished my Shell Yeah skirt from the Little Wolf Knits. Check out this ruffle. It's just wonderful. So I used 2 of Bree's sock blanks. So these were, I couldn't tell you what she was dyeing when she made these, but these were sock blanks that she used to sop up excess dye during her dye process. One was a deep green and one was a deep blue, and I helically knit them together, and it almost looks like it was one colorway. It came together so beautifully. I finished this ruffle, which, to be honest, was torture. Not the pattern's fault. It's just me. I didn't enjoy doing it. Personally, that means nothing for the pattern. It came out so cute, and I'm so glad that I did it. The pattern comes with instructions for a more moderate or a more dramatic ruffle. I did the dramatic ruffle because that's what Bree did in her sample, and I loved the way it looked. And I'm so glad that I did it. I love this skirt. I can't wait to wear it more throughout the summer. It's so comfortable. But yeah, I will be seriously considering ruffly clothing items moving forward. It was something where I swear I would knit. I felt like I was knitting for like an hour, and then I would check and I had gone like 1/8 of an inch, and I would knit like an hour and I had gotten 1/8 of an inch. That's an exaggeration, but it definitely felt like I wasn't going anywhere. Anyway, no complaints about the pattern. It's a fantastic pattern. Bree has done it again. Bree's patterns are amazing, always. There are, oh, let me talk about one other modification that I did. Not really a modification, but the pattern comes with instructions for an elastic waistband or tie waistband, and I chose the tie waistband, and the tie waistband has a ribbed band and then an I-cord tie. I got myself an I-cord maker, which you may have seen on Instagram as well. I forgot to bring it over here, so I'll pop in a little clip of me using it. It's amazing. I made this whole I-cord in less than 5 minutes. Best thing ever. I already know that if anything ever happens to that, I will be buying another one. It's amazing. Let's see. Do I have anything else to say about this? Oh my gosh, yes, the most important thing. This skirt is going live today. So the day that you are seeing this video, the Seashore Skirt, did I even say the name of the skirt before? Whatever. I'm probably going to be laughing at myself as I edit this. The Seashore Skirt is releasing today, Friday, July 14th. So head over to the Little Wolf Knits on Instagram and give Bree some support and share. Head over to Ravelry and grab the pattern. Check out all the testers, the amazing people that have been working on this. Definitely give Bree some support. This pattern is amazing, and if you've never considered knitting something for the bottom half of your body, I think a skirt is an amazing place to start. Shorts or pants can be like really intimidating because you have legs, right? Even though they're really like 2 giant sleeves, but you can sometimes feel like a little intimidated about making sure that things fit properly in the right areas. But with a skirt, it's like, it's a big tube. There's shaping in it, but it's a big tube. And it's so flattering on everyone. So definitely go check it out and give Bree some love. Really quickly, I do have one more finished object, but I don't have it with me. I made another of my Puff Love headscarf. So I will pop in a picture of the Puff Love headscarf in action, the original version that I made, and then I'll pop in a picture of the one that I made this weekend. So sorry, I'm looking over my computer to remember the details of this because it went so fast. I made another of these exactly as it is in the pattern out of Barocco Indigo in the colorway Skinny. My mom is involved in several different knit and crochet groups, and one of them is having a basket raffle, I believe, and basically they asked me if I would make one of those to put in to a basket that will be raffled off. I think they're doing a basket of like all supplies for someone to make something. So like yarn and needles and hooks and patterns and stuff. And then they're doing another basket of all already made things, like my headscarf. And actually, I think my mom made the basket that will be the basket of finished items. So anyway, I was very happy to do that for them. I was able to finish it in a day. We went to visit some family this past weekend, and I was able to complete it while we were in the car. So I already, since I was seeing them over the weekend, I already gave that to my mom, and I no longer have it, but it was lots of fun and good to get back into. It was kind of fun to like go back and make something following my own pattern, because normally I make my samples and then if I make another sample, I'm doing it right away. So it was fun to go back a few months later and make one of my own patterns. This pattern, by the way, is a free pattern on my blog on blamethenauts.com. You can also buy an ad-free PDF on Ravelry for just a few dollars if you would like to support me that way, but also heading to my website and giving me some traffic there and making the project and loving it and enjoying your time is also a great way to support me too, because I'm very, very happy when you make something that you love and share it with people. All right, into works in progress. I have, firstly, something that I am so proud of. This is my Boatside Hooded Tee, which I am testing for Amanda of Lovely by Lee. And to be honest, holding this thing up does not make it, it doesn't do it justice, because it just looks like a tan blob on the screen. But I just made my first hood. I've never made one before, and I'm so excited. I love this thing. I'm not going to throw it on right now because, like I said, it's really hot in here. But I can't wait to finish it off. The only thing I have to do is put some edging on the hood and the armholes. And I guess there are some drawstring ties that I need to make as well. But so this is very, very close to being done. I'm so excited. I love learning new stuff like this, so it was so much fun to make this hood. I mean, look at it. It's perfect. Don't you think? I think it's perfect. That looks horrible on camera, but you know what? Just trust me. It's perfect. So yeah, this is in testing. It's the Boatside Hooded Tee. Did I say that? I feel like I'm forgetting how to do any of this today. This is the Boatside Hooded Tee from Amanda of Lovely by Lee, currently in testing, releasing later this month, and I am using Lion Brand Touch of Linen in the colorway Clay, which is not showing up great on camera. That's a little bit better. It's a bit deeper than the way it's showing right here. But I am loving every second of it. I'm hoping to get it done maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, and get it blocked. I can't wait to wear it. I'm so excited. Next, I have the other thing that I was working on in my long weekend vlog. This is a second sample of my Cherries on Top crop. And so right now it's not, you're not going to be able to see very much of this because I'm doing green on green, but I am doing a different shaping option for this version. So the green version that I'm making is not going to have this front armhole shaping like the red version that I'm wearing. This one is going to be, there we go, straight across. So I did a full decorative back panel, unlike the one that I'm wearing, and then the front will just go straight across. And I have this much yarn left. So I am squeaking by. What I'm going to do pretty much right after I'm done filming is I'm going to give this a block. I'm pretty sure that I have the front panels exactly the way that I want them, but I'm going to give it a block and make sure that everything is fitting exactly the way I want it to before I do the edging, because on this version, I think I'm going to do the tie front, and the ties are created during that edging round. So I want to make sure that I have, you know, the correct spacing for creating ties. I also have to decide if I want this to be strapless or have straps. I don't know. Let me know what you think. What I kind of want to do is add some elastic to the top so that I can wear it strapless and then do the ties, but I'm a little nervous about my yarn. So that's why I'm giving it a block, because maybe it'll grow enough that I can maybe even like take out a row or two and get a little bit of extra yardage. I don't know. We'll see what I do. It's gonna be a few days before this is dry and ready for me to work on it again. And yeah, if you have any thoughts on what you think, straps, no straps, elastic, no elastic, ties, something else, I'm happy to, if anyone has any suggestions on a different closure for the front, I'm happy to try it out and get it into the pattern so that you can try it out too. Let me know. And also check out the vlog again if you want to see a little bit more of my work on this. As you can tell, I didn't finish it during my weekend vlog. Wow, really showing things off at their best, MC. Oh, and I don't think I mentioned that this is also Ken yarn, fingering weight yarn, and the colorway is Gherkin. And wow, I am not doing this justice at all. I just have it scrunched up in a ball. All right, so I do have one more project that I've been working on, which is a new design, but I'm not ready to talk about it yet or show it. So let's move into what I have been reading. First things first, I am still working through Waking Gods by Sylvain Neuvel. I am about 2/3 of the way through at this point. It's very good. It's a little bit more political intrigue-y than I typically like, so I think that's why I've kind of slowed down reading this. I really didn't reach for this very much over my long weekend. I read a little bit, but I probably should have been able to finish this, and I didn't. I think I'll do a little bit more reading tonight because I haven't sat down with this in a few days and I'm kind of missing it, so I'm gonna try and have this done by the next time I talk to you. And then I have a bunch of audiobooks that I've been working on. So over my long weekend, I listened to Jamila Green Ruins Everything by Zarka Nawaz, and it was fun. It's a satire, so it's definitely something that you have to go into knowing that it's a satire. If you're familiar with the Book of Mormon musical or the music from it, I would say it's kind of like that, where it's definitely irreverent, definitely satirical, but if you can take it, it's funny. The only thing that I have to say is that I'm not sure I would recommend the audiobook. The audiobook narrator was fantastic for most of it, but there were a couple of British characters, and I've never heard such a poor British accent. Like, I don't know how this was allowed to happen. If you are familiar with the TV show Friends, if you're a fan of that show, there's an episode where Ross pretends to be British when he becomes a professor. And it sounded kind of like that. It sounded like Ross doing his British to American English transitional period. It was really bad. And every time it popped up, I kind of like stopped listening to the story and lost what was going on because I was like gobsmacked at how bad it was. Nothing against the narrator. They did amazing the rest of the time. I just feel like if you can't do the accent, it's okay to not do an accent. And that's not necessarily their fault. There are producers for these things, and someone might have said something. But in general, I do recommend the book. I probably would have given it an even higher rating if I had read it instead of listened to it. But I still enjoyed my listening experience. I would say, I think I gave it like 3 stars, which is my standard, like, I had fun, but I don't think it like stuck with me kind of rating. I honestly don't even know if I can give you a synopsis because I think YouTube might not like some of the words that I would have to say. So definitely go look it up. There is an author that gets herself entangled in some interesting things. Go look up the synopsis because it's kind of funny. And if you think you can handle it, give it a read. I enjoyed it. The next thing is I started The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, which is the first book of the Winter Night trilogy. I read this book many years ago. I actually had an arc of this book from when I was doing a lot of work with publishers and freelancing in a previous life. I enjoyed it very much then, but because I had an arc, I read it before the first book even released, and then by the time the second book released, I didn't have an arc for that book, so it had been a really long time, and I just kind of fell off of the wagon of continuing that series. And in the spirit of trying to continue and finish series this year, I decided to give book 1 a quick listen again before I moved on to books 2 and 3 to finish off the series. It's a very cold, wintry book, so it's weird to be reading it in summer, but I don't know. I was looking through my list of wish list items at the library and looking through my list of series that I've been working through, and I don't know, it stuck out to me, so I thought I would give it a listen. I'm not very far, only like 2 hours in at this point. But I'll be listening to it like as I go on my walks each day and whatnot. And then the last thing that I started listening to, I was just kind of inspired to start another book, even though I have a chronic problem of starting things and getting overwhelmed by how many things I've started. But I started listening to Building a Second Brain by Tiago Forte. I use Notion. If you've heard of, it's a web-based database manager kind of thing. I don't think I know enough about it to properly describe what it is, but you can use it for planning or managing your life, basically all different aspects of your life. So I have books that I'm reading in there. I have my knitting and crochet projects in there. I have my like daily to-dos in there. You can do finances in there. Projects around the house, you can manage things. Honestly, the sky's the limit. But I definitely know that I don't use it to its fullest, and this is a long way of saying that this book is not about Notion, but it is about streamlining your day-to-day processes and your thought process on how you approach your tasks and the projects that you're managing throughout the day. And I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed by stuff, and I just wanted some inspiration. I don't follow a certain system. Like, I've listened to Getting Things Done by, I think his name is David Allen. I don't follow any of those systems per se, but I do find certain aspects inspiring. And it may be just hearing about the way that someone else approaches their work might make me realize something that might help me. Like, something might click in my brain and I'll think, oh my gosh, I actually do that too, but I've never thought about it that way. Or you know, like that's absolutely not going to work for me. But maybe if I take what they're doing and I approach it from the flip side, maybe it will work. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I have gone off on a tangent. I started listening to Building a Second Brain by Tiago Forte. I'm enjoying it so far. I find some of it inspiring. I'm about halfway through. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about that. Okay, last but not least, just a little bit of housekeeping and some things that I need to touch base with you on. First of all, as I've mentioned, I posted a long weekend vlog last week, so if you would like to go check it out and let me know what you think, I would very much appreciate it. I also am planning on posting a video related to my Seashore Skirt next week. There will be a regular episode next week. This won't be in place of it. This will be in addition. And I have a video where I sat down and filmed myself figuring out my short rows and the helical knitting for my Seashore Skirt. It won't be a tutorial per se, but I thought it might help some people, and you can maybe learn a little bit more about just the mechanics of how helical knitting and short rows works. So that will be coming next week. And in terms of other videos, I know I've been talking a lot in the past about my closets, my clothes closet and my yarn closet. Those are both done, which is so exciting. But I need to actually like film the final stuff so I can actually show you what's in them. So the closets are done. All of the pieces of me filming as things have been going are done, and I just need to do the final film. So that's probably going to happen on a weekend because of how long it will take, and it will have to be a sunny day because both closets are in dark corners, and if I don't have a lot of sun coming in, you won't be able to see anything. It'll just be a mess. So those will be coming when I can make them happen, but they are done and they are on their way. And the last thing that I want to mention is my Central Pearl top will be releasing this Saturday. So the day after you are watching this video is the release date. It is July 15th. And I'll pop in some pictures because I'm not wearing it today, obviously. There are two different options for a racerback or a traditional straps version. And my testers are just pure joy. So many of them have done multiple versions. Multiple of them are already making or have already completed their second top. It's just, they make me so happy. They're the kindest, most supportive group that I have ever worked with. Not that my previous testing groups have been amazing too. This is nothing against them, but just something about this group has just been so good. They make me so happy. They're wonderful, and they've helped me a lot, and I really can't wait to get this pattern out into the world for you all to see and enjoy. So yeah, that's coming Saturday. It'll be available on Ravelry and my website, and definitely please give me a follow or just check me out on Instagram so that you can see my testers' photos and give them some love. They're amazing and they deserve all the love and shares and, I don't know, heart eye emojis or whatever. They deserve everything. They're wonderful. So please go check them out as well. And lastly, very quickly, I just wanted to talk for just a second about why I say take care of you at the end of every episode and why it is on my end screen. So I am a member of the Little Wolf Knits Wolf Pack, and Bree always puts at the end of her videos, take care of each other. And the other day, Bree was talking about the potential for Little Wolf Knits merch, and take care of each other was an obvious choice that came up, and I thought, oh, it might seem like I'm copying her. I never thought about that before. So anyway, first of all, Brie, Little Wolf Knits, is amazing. She always does design vlogs, and you should definitely check them out. And her message to take care of each other is phenomenal and wonderful. Brie is a therapist and just a wonderful soul that cares so much about others, and that message is a beautiful one to share. And not to say that I don't care about others, but I have mentioned before that I live with chronic pain, fibromyalgia, and some other things that I'm not really ready to talk about on the internet at this moment in time. But I have a doctor that I work with, and they, at the end of every time I see them, they say, "Take care of you." And something about that when I first started seeing them really stuck with me, because they were one of the first people in the medical field that actually took me seriously and listened to what I was saying and wanted to work with me to figure things out. So that in itself was enough to make me like come home after that first appointment and start crying because I was just so happy. But something about the way that they said, "Take care of you," just really hit home, because, you know, you see people all the time and you just say, "Take care," whatever, as you're parting ways. But that extra of you, just for someone who really needed it, it just made me feel like, wow, someone is listening to me, someone wants me to be healthy, wants me to take the time to take care of myself. So that is why I have started saying "take care of you" at the end of all of my videos, and honestly, I try to implement it here and there in life when I remember to say it. It's not something that's natural to me like it is to my doctor, but it just was a message that meant a lot to me. And so I want to use my videos to remind you to take care of you. Take care of yourself in whatever way that means, you know, whether that's physically, whether it's mentally. If me saying "take care of you" reminds you to go get a glass of water, great. If me saying "take care of you" pushes you to start therapy, amazing. You know, it can be on whatever scale that you want. So that's why I say that. I just wanted to give a little background and also acknowledge that Brie's message to take care of each other is very important as well, because we should take care of each other and love all of those around us. But we also have to take care of ourselves. Anyway, that felt weird. I'm not normally someone that likes to share deep thoughts like that on the internet. But yeah, that is all I have to say for today. It has been fun to sit down with you again. Taking a week off, definitely, I felt it. I missed it. And I felt weird trying to get back into the swing of things. Okay, I will see you next time. Take care of you, whatever that means for you, and have a good one. Bye-bye. Hi friends, welcome, or oh, now I'm itchy. Hi friends. Now Shandy's itchy. Hi friends, I'm MC. I don't like this angle.